In preparation for my B'nai Mitzvah, my dad suggested that, I'm sorry, I can't say suggested. Honestly, he forced me to read numerous books about Israel. For reasons that I can't explain, I was made to read more books than my siblings. Last September, I was handed a large book that said Exodus across the front in large capital letters. The B'nai Mitzvah dictator, I would have called him something much worse, but to refer to him as a Nazi would definitely be in bad taste, which is something I'm constantly scolded about. Commanded me to read this book, which it turned out was not the book of the Torah, but instead a book about the Holocaust. I've never really read a book about something so serious. I'd rather read teen books, to be honest. While I didn't instantly fall in love with this book, it did establish a sense of respect for the Israeli Secret Service, which I'll admit is pretty cool. Last year in school, I was fortunate enough to have a great English teacher. When she saw that I was reading Exodus and heard that it wasn't really my thing, she recommended that I read The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. After I finished my father-assigned book, I decided to check the recommendation out. As soon as I flipped to the first page, the novel struck me. It was told in the third person, but was written about a little boy, and therefore had a very unique voice. This boy, Bruno, was the son of a Nazi leader. Bruno didn't actually understand the horrors surrounding him, or that he was living at a concentration camp that his father was in charge of. Bruno just wanted to venture and to explore his new home. While on one of his adventures, Bruno comes across a little boy on another side of a fence that was caged in a shabby village-like community. This was Auschwitz, and what Bruno did not know was that this boy was a little Jew boy. The two boys become friends and eventually come to an accidental demise together. This book really touched me. The death of two kids has stayed with me. Actually, I know that many more men, women, and children died for no justifiable cause, and this is just one of the many reasons that it's essential to remember the Holocaust. After The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, Dictator Dad assigned 2 more books. A Year of Living Biblically, which only I was made to read. That followed the journey of a Jewish man who lived by the Bible's rules exactly for a year. I found the premise of it to be more interesting than the book itself, which didn't always capture my attention. The other book, which my siblings were also blessed with reading, was In the Land of Israel by Amos Oz. To keep me interested in a book, it needs to have something controversial or tragic in it. This book, let me tell you, was neither of the above. It was basically paraphrased interviews with different Israelis that all fit into the Israeli subtypes as stereotypes, almost perfectly. Needless to say, I did not enjoy the book. After a meeting with my temple's rabbi, in which we described our interests and what concerns us most in the world, etc., we were assigned chapters in a book, Pirke Avot, based off of our personalities. While some of the excerpts I read were irrelevant to me, one stood out completely. If I am not for myself, who will be for me? If I am for myself alone, then what am I? And if not, it's typo. I think it's if not now, that when. I took this to mean that you have to have confidence and faith in yourself, because you can't expect to always have someone there to defend you, give you advice, or help you through hard times. But you also cannot be a selfish egomaniac, because that devours you and becomes who you are. It makes you apathetic and cruel, a monster basically. The balance between selfishness and selflessness. You cannot be all about helping others. That is just unrealistic. But you can't be all about yourself either. In life, I try to help others, but know I can't do so unless I've helped myself and worked out whatever issues I may have. This quote really hits home to me and gives me something to work forward to, that perfect balance. Balance in general is an important aspect of life. Finding stability usually can add to one's overall happiness. A balance of work and fun manages our success. If you are all work and no play, you'll be stressed, which can decrease the quality of your labor. Too much fun can lead to doing a sloppy job. A balance of religion and science molds our beliefs, though many people, myself included, rest on one extreme of the scale, weighing their ideals and beliefs down. Changing my thoughts over time is inevitable, though. So who's to say what I'm going to believe in 1 year, 2 years, or even 20 years? I hope I have left you all with something to think about or something new. Thank you.